Building the right team is one of the most critical success factors on any project, and the PMP exam tests it in ways that go far beyond just assigning people to roles. In this video, I'll break down Task 6 from Domain 1, Build a Team. We'll cover the 4 enablers, what the exam expects at each stage, how Agile teams are built differently, and I'll finish with a practice question. Let's get into it. Task 6 sits in Domain 1, People, which makes up 42% of the PMP exam. The task statement is, build a team. There are 4 enablers. First, appraise stakeholder skills. Second, deduce project resource requirements. Third, continuously assess and refresh team skills to meet project needs. Fourth, maintain team and knowledge transfer. Each enabler addresses a different phase of team building. Let's go through them. The first enabler is appraise stakeholder skills. Before you can build a team, you need to understand what skills are available to you and which stakeholders can contribute to the project. On the PMP exam, this is tested in scenarios where a project manager must identify who is best suited for which role. The correct approach is to assess skills objectively, based on competencies, not just availability or seniority. Organizing around strengths is a key principle in Domain 1, and it starts here, at the team building stage. The second enabler is deduce project resource requirements. This means determining exactly what skills, roles, and how many people the project needs, based on the scope and complexity of the work. On the exam, this is tested in planning scenarios. The project manager must think ahead. What expertise is needed at each phase of the project, how many people are required, and whether internal resources are sufficient or external hiring is needed. A common exam trap, assuming the current team is always enough. Task 6 expects you to proactively assess whether the team has what it needs, not wait until a gap becomes a problem. When determining resource requirements, the exam expects you to consider skills. What specific technical and soft skills does the project require? Roles. Which roles need to be filled and when during the project lifecycle? Availability. Are the right people available when the project needs them? Location. Are team members co-located or distributed across time zones? Quantity. How many people are needed at each stage? Missing any of these considerations early creates resource gaps later, and the exam will test your ability to think comprehensively at this stage. The third enabler is continuously assess and refresh team skills to meet project needs. Team building is not a one-time event at the start of a project. It is an ongoing process throughout the entire life cycle. As the project evolves, new skills may be needed. Technology changes, requirements shift, and team members may leave. The project manager must continuously monitor whether the team's skills still match the project's needs and act when gaps appear. On the exam, any answer that treats team building as finished after initial staffing is almost certainly wrong. This principle applies across multiple tasks in Domain 1, but it is most directly tested in Task 6. The PMP exam consistently rewards project managers who treat team development as an ongoing responsibility, not something that ends after the kickoff meeting. Every time you see a scenario where a skill gap appears mid-project, the correct response involves reassessing and acting, not assuming the original team is still sufficient. The fourth enabler is maintain team and knowledge transfer. This is about ensuring that critical knowledge does not live in one person's head, and that when team members leave, the project does not lose capability. On the exam, knowledge transfer is tested in scenarios involving team member departure, project handover, or phase transitions. The project manager is expected to proactively plan for knowledge continuity through documentation, cross-training, mentoring, and structured handovers. A team where knowledge is shared broadly is more resilient than one where expertise is concentrated in one person. In Agile environments, team building has a different character, and this is tested on the exam. Agile teams are cross-functional by design, meaning the team collectively has all the skills needed to deliver the product without depending on external specialists for every task. Agile teams are also self-organizing. They decide how to divide work among themselves. The project manager or scrum master creates the conditions for effective teamwork, but does not assign every task. Knowledge transfer in Agile happens continuously through pair programming, mob programming, shared code ownership, and retrospectives. It is built into the process, not a separate activity. A model you must know for the exam is Tuckman's team development model. It describes 5 stages that teams move through. Forming, the team comes together. Members are polite and unclear about roles. Storming, conflict emerges as personalities and working styles clash. Norming, the team establishes norms, roles become clear, and collaboration improves. Performing, the team works effectively and productively toward the goal. Adjourning, the project ends and the team disbands. The exam tests your understanding of each stage and what the project manager should do at each point. During storming, for example, the PM facilitates conflict resolution. During performing, the PM steps back and empowers the team. 3 traps that catch candidates on team building questions. Trap 1. Treating team building as finished after initial staffing. The exam expects continuous assessment and refreshing of skills. Trap 2. Ignoring knowledge transfer until the end of the project. Knowledge transfer must be planned from the beginning, not managed as a final activity. Trap 3. Building a team based on availability rather than skills. Task 6 is clear. Appraise skills first, then deduce requirements, then staff accordingly. Availability is secondary to capability. Let's recap Task 6, build a team. Enabler 1. Appraise skills, assess objectively based on competencies, not availability. Enabler 2. Resource requirements. Plan proactively for what skills the project needs and when. Enabler 3. Continuously assess. Team building never stops. Gaps must be addressed as they appear. Enabler 4. Knowledge transfer. Share knowledge broadly and plan for continuity from the start. And remember the Tuckman model. Know what stage your team is in and what your role is at each stage. Let's test your understanding with an exam-style question. Question. A project manager is 6 weeks into a project when a key technical expert unexpectedly resigns. This person held specialized knowledge critical to the next phase. No other team member has this expertise. What should the project manager do first? Option A, immediately hire an external consultant to replace the departing expert. Option B, assess the impact of the departure, identify the knowledge gap, and determine options for filling it, including knowledge transfer before the expert leaves. Option C, inform the sponsor and request a project delay until a replacement is found. Option D, redistribute the departing expert's tasks across the remaining team members. The correct answer is B. When a key team member departs, the project manager's first priority is to assess the impact and identify the knowledge gap, not to immediately hire or escalate. Critically, if the expert has not yet left, the PM should arrange knowledge transfer before they go, capturing as much as possible before the expertise walks out the door. Why not A? Hiring a consultant immediately skips the assessment step and may not be necessary if the gap can be filled internally. Why not C? Informing the sponsor and requesting a delay is premature before assessing options. Why not D? Redistributing tasks without addressing the knowledge gap just spreads the problem. It does not solve it. B is correct because it follows the PMP principle, assess first, then act. That's your complete guide to PMP Task 6. Build a team. Subscribe for more PMP exam prep. Next up, removing blockers for your team. Task 7 explained. See you in the next video.